All right, so we're going to work on sequence 1 4B. And you can see I kind of drew out, there's 15 slots here. And they told you that the eighth one is 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 12. And the 15th one is 61. So this is kind of what it looks like. They want you to find a rule. And anytime you're trying to find a rule, AN will stay AN and N will stay N. So all you have to find is A1 and D. And if you can find A1 and D, then you can write your rule. Well, right now I don't have either of those. But let's go back to our original formula. AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. And I can use this rule to find D. So let's just pretend that this is my only piece of the series right now. And I can say, well, in this case, my A1 would be 12 and my AN would be 61. So let's just write that in. So here I can say 61 equals my A1 would be 12 plus, well, if I say 15 minus 8, that gives me my number of differences. So I know that my number of differences, or n minus 1, is 7. But that means that I have 8 actual terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 minus 1 would be 7. And then my common difference, which is what I'm actually solving for. So now I can subtract the 12 and divide by 7. And I'm going to get that D is 7. Now that I know D, I now want to kind of swing back, and I'm going to look at this piece of my sequence, and I'm going to figure out what A1 is. Now, you could look at the whole sequence. It doesn't really matter. If you use 61 as your AN, then you'd have to have N is 15. But if I'm going to use 12 as my AN, then I'm going to use 8 as my N. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to choose to use the shorter one. So I'm going to say my AN is 12. My A1 is what I'm solving for. In this case, my N would be 8, so my N minus 1 would be 7, and I already know that my D is 7. So now I'm going to say 7 times 7 is 49. 12 minus 49 is going to give me a negative 37. So I know A1 is negative 37. All right, so now I know my D and my A1. So now I can kind of circle back. Let me just erase this. I know A1 is negative 37, and I know D is 7. And now we can go ahead and write our rule. So AN will stay AN. A1 is negative 37 plus N minus 1. Well, again, N is going to stay N, and my D is 7. Now I just have to simplify this. This will be minus 37 plus 7N minus 7. And I'll have AN is 7N minus 44. And now I have written my rule. Hope this helps. If you have more questions, let me know.